New devastating figures revealed today when it comes to the illegal migration crisis, of course, with boats coming across from France. Now, Home Office Minister Tom Pursglove and clandestine channel threat commander Dan O'Mahony appeared in front of MPs today. And what came out of it was quite interesting. We got some more detail on what has actually been going on. First of all, Home Office Minister Tom Pursglove confirmed to MPs that only 5, that's right, just 5 cross-channel migrants coming across on boats deemed to have no right to be in the UK have been returned to Europe this year.
France, can you tell us how many asylum seekers or how many people arriving have been returned to any EU country in the course of the last year or since January?
Well, returns related to small boat arrivals. The answer to that is 294 overall. 294
this year, in 2021?
The answer in this year is 5.
Right. So in 2021, at a time when the number of people arriving has gone up, you've just been able to return 5 people. In the previous years, you've had several hundred people as part of a safe returns agreement. And have those 5 gone back to EU countries or to other countries?
European countries. So the answer to that is European.
On top of that, it was also confirmed that that's right, a significant proportion of the £54 million promised to the French has now been handed over. And as I've put it many, many times, it seems to me we are paying the French, giving the French money, and in return getting nothing but complete and utter failure. We also saw the clandestine channel threat commander Dan O'Mahony saying that teams are trained and ready to deploy pushback tactics and will do so at any safe opportunity. And Home Office Minister Tom Pursglove revealing the top 5 nationalities of those coming across. 29% are Iranian, 18% Iraqi, 9% Syrian, 8% Sudanese, 7% Eritrean, and more Albanians coming across now as well. Now, as we know, there is massive public support to start turning back the boats, this situation having completely spiralled out of control. And Tom Pursglove was asked about this specifically by Yvette Cooper today. Here's what was said.
Border Force staff believe that the pushbacks are extremely unlikely to happen in practice, not least because there won't be French boats ready to receive any returning boats. Can you confirm, is it the case that unless France agrees to accept returning boats, you will not be able to do pushbacks in the Channel?
What I would say is that ministers have signed off the measures. We consider that they are safe and have a legal basis, and it is obviously for operational commanders at sea to determine the appropriateness of deploying those measures at any given point in time.
They're only safe if there is an agreement or if there is a French receiving boat in order to escort or tow or in some other way intervene to ensure that the boat returns.
What I'm not going to do in this committee is to get into the detail of those operating procedures, which frankly would only serve to aid and abet the criminal gangs who are responsible for these dangerous
You will understand if the Border Force staff are saying that this is hugely impractical and isn't going to be in place without that, then us understanding where the problems lie and why, and also not having what effectively becomes misleading information to the public who will expect a measure to happen because you've had a lot of headlines about it, but in practice you actually don't have any plans or arrangements to be able to implement.
I mean, I think you will appreciate why it just isn't possible to get into operational detail in a public forum like this. I mean, I don't know if Danny's able to say anything about Border Force staff in response to that particular point, but I'm certainly not going to get into the operating procedures here.
Well, so thanks, Minister. I mean, it wouldn't be appropriate for us to comment on leaks or an operational detail, but what I can say is I don't recognise that description of Border Force staff. I've been out on the water with the teams in the last couple of weeks. They're trained, they're poised to deploy, and they'll do so at any safe opportunity.
The issue is this possible at all without an agreement with France?
I'm not going to comment on the operational detail.
So there you are, guys. That's the latest. Let me know what you're making of all of this. And as ever, I'll keep bringing you all the very latest. So do make sure you have hit subscribe and the bell. And of course, as ever, guys, thanks so much for watching.